Hello, Mustang Nation. Matt Carnes, Grapevine Booster here for Week 3 of the Team 101 season of the Coach Mike Alexander Show, brought to you by Kim Assad. And Coach, we got the win you wanted. Last week you said we wanted to go 1-0 this week. Yeah. We did that. Yeah. Got a big off week coming up, but tell us about the game last week and the off week we're dealing with.
Well, golly, that was a big one. We needed that one, and it was difficult because, as I alluded to last week, we had 15 guys off the roster that didn't dress, and so, I told the boys the story of Gideon before the game on Friday morning, and, anyway, I mean, God blessed us with a great night of football. Kept us injury free, and our boys played their tails off, and it wasn't perfect, but it was enough. And at the end of the day, I wanted us to commit to running the ball, which we did. Wasn't very successfully last night, last Friday night, but we committed to doing it. We got a lot of things on video to look at to get better from. And going into open date with a win is always better than going into open date with a loss. So we're excited about where we are and excited for our future.
Well, it was a big win, and you said another thing you want to do is come out strong, and you did that. You got the field goal early on, so you came out, got the lead, but it just looked like from the very beginning things were just clicking a little bit better than they were the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, they were. I think anytime you can, early on, when you can establish a run game, and we did early on, I felt like we were getting positive yards on first, second down, and it helps get everybody into a groove, and our defense for this 2 weeks in a row that they've come out and played well in the first half, and then we have to address some things about that third quarter. We're still not coming out of the locker room very strong, but we started off really well. Both sides of the ball, kicking game, was working. Got a return up to midfield to get the game started. That's a big deal. Really, all three phases right at the start of the game, we were clicking, and that's what you want.
Well, and it did. It obviously wound up in a 25-18 win. Max Cowgill, 17-29, an efficient night, 271 yards. Ben Gare showed up big. Elijah Steele showed up big. You didn't get any of the catches that we've seen from Griffin, and you still wound up winning the game.
Yeah, that Griff had an interesting night. We called on him to be, really primary role to block. We run the ball so much and had him in as an inline tight end a lot of the night, and he did his job, and we'll talk about it later. But that's why he's going to be the DNA, family award this week, and just because of his selfless attitude on, just playing for his teammates, not worrying about his stats and all that business.
Well, being a former defensive coordinator, you have to be happy about the 2 big stops you got to end the game.
Yeah,
of course, the fourth and short, after the offsides penalty, which made it look really tough, they held on a 4th and 1 or 2, got the ball back, and then you had that big turnover to end it.
Yeah, that was the fourth down. Was amazing. Just shows, all it takes sometimes is one play. All 11 guys doing their job, and because we had a lot of snaps throughout the course of the game where we didn't have all 11 guys on defense doing their job. But that one play, right when we needed it, everybody just gave a little bit more and executed a little bit better, and did their job. And heck, man, to get off the field right there, nobody thought that was about to happen on that other sideline. They just knew they were about to. They'd be getting 4 yards a pop, 5 yards a pop every run play, and so that was huge. That was a huge stop. And then Coach Annell with the timely corner blitz there to close the game out was right on time.
Tell us what's going through your head when you know what's coming and you see the whole play, you see the quarterback drop the ball. Just tell me what's processing through your mind as that play unfolds.
It's a pretty safe call. It may look a little unorthodox, but bringing a corner. But we do it a lot in practice, and it's a fairly safe call for us. Now it took a little longer because the ball, we typically do it with the ball on the hash. The ball was kind of in the middle of the field, which makes the corner have to take a few more steps to get there, which takes a little bit of time. But unbelievably, the quarterback dropped the snap, and took his eyes straight to the 3 receiver side, which is away from the blitz, and gave Savion a little bit more time to get there because the ball would snap, and just everything kind of played into our favor. And man, I told some of the coaches, after it happened, I was like, man, it's about time we caught a break, because it had been this whole season. I can't tell you, even on Thursday nights, a lot of times I can't tell you we've had a tough go of it. We just hadn't caught many breaks, but happened that night, and like I said, 1-0 on last Friday, and 1-0 going into open day. It's a good place to be.
It's a good place to be. Well, let's talk about the DNA traits, and after we talk about those guys, we'll go look at some highlights.
Okay. So first off, Savion Shockley, big play on the sack to end the game, and then the fumble to end the game, and then the sack early in the third or second quarter to kind of close out the half. Had a couple big plays, breaking up passes, got the Tough Award. Griffin Edwards already alluded to it, just huge heart, just giving of his teammates, didn't have to have the spotlight, and he got a family award. Max Cowgill for just battling, he's got a warrior spirit, and that's what you want from your quarterback, and he got in there, and he had a big night. Not everything was perfect, but he just kept getting out there and competing. And Ben Gare, man, wow, some catches that Ben had, just battling for the football. He wasn't going to be denied on this Friday night. And then Jack Yarbrough playing safety position, really did a fine job all night of just doing his job. Wasn't anything spectacular, although he did get the interception. But it was just down in, down out. The kid grading out like super high, and just taking care of business on a play-by-play basis. Got the discipline award, and then lastly, our attitude award goes to Carter Shimwell. Kid we moved over to defensive line from offensive line earlier in the week, and senior, had never done it before. All the things, all the reasons why a kid could say, this isn't good for me. But his attitude was, Coach, whatever can help the team, and went over there and helped us get a win. And so thankful for Carter and his attitude.
Well, he got the fumble too at the very end of the game.
That's true.
So first time playing nose guard, he gets a fumble. How hard can this be, Coach?
Well, he got double teamed most of the night, so he was probably a little more sore than he normally is. But let's get into some of the highlights.
Let's show us what we got here.
So these are in sequential order. Opening kickoff. They were a weird kickoff unit. They've been pooching the ball all over the place. So we kind of lined up in a look where we're almost essentially an hands team. We got our frontline guys, but then everybody else is up close. We got our new backup quarterback now that Derek has officially had surgery on his knee and is going to be out for a long time, if not for the rest of the remainder of the year. We moved up Colt Mercer, and so we got him on the kickoff return, and this young sophomore, sure enough, they catch it or kick it right to him, and there he goes. He gets broke in by taking an opening kickoff out to the 50.
Good place to start.
Yeah, it's a good place to start for offense, and then so we started chipping away and started using Parker a little bit different this week, getting the ball out, on the perimeter, and we'll continue to do that with Parker. And let's see, this was the third down. Just unbelievable catch. I knew that. I thought there's no way he got his foot down from where I was standing, but sure enough, you can see it right there. Lays out, makes a great catch, Ben Gare on the out route to move the sticks, and then we ended up fumbling the ball. Max got it back. They kind of stalled out the drive, but J.D. Rice, being as consistent as he is, punches it in right there for us to get a 3-point lead to start the game. And then this was the first time we brought the corner blitz. This was a second and they've been chopping us up on first down. It was 2nd and 6 all night long, and we needed to get a stop or we needed to get a negative play, and so bringing Savion off the edge, he didn't see him, and here we go. Now it's 3rd and 15, and we're able to get off the field. Threw this on there. Garrett Johnson, we see him boom these punts in practice all the time, but this was, I guess, the first time everybody else got to see the kind of leg that Garrett really has. I mean, he punted that ball a little over 50 yards in the air. If it doesn't roll in the end zone, we're looking at an 80-yard, 75-yard, punt. So did a great job. Defense comes out. I think, like I said, we were on point the first half. We were giving up more yards on the ground than I wanted to, but with being short a few D linemen, we kind of knew that it was going to be a difficult night in that regard. And then this is a 4th and 1. I told Coach Smith, let's go get this thing, and he said, well, they're giving us 0 coverage. You want to throw it? I said, go get it, man. So Coach Smith dialed up the slot fade on 4th and 1, which ends up working out in our favor, and then a couple plays later, Ben Garrett takes it in for the touchdown. More offense. We knew they were going to be giving us a lot of off coverage, and we were going to find some curl windows, and Ben was able to. That's why he had such a big night. Ben Garrett just because he's smart and he understands how to get open. I think this is This is a 2nd and long right before the half. Chunk play.
Parker almost fought that in.
Yeah. Parker's his touchdowns are coming. He's getting us down there close, and a lot of other people are finishing off the drives right now. That was Ben Garrett's 2nd of the night. And then so we scored, then they get the ball back, and so here we go. I feel like they were trying to make something happen right before half. We get a pick, and I really thought we could get down there and kick a field goal before half. We just kind of ran out of time. This was a 2nd long, and Ben gets tackled in bounds right here, and we just kind of run out of time. Don't have time to get it in there. Move on to the second half. What we got here is Northwest has just scored, and they're going to go for 2. Most of us do a pretty good job defending the 2-point conversion. We got a safety not doing exactly what he needs to, but we were able to get off the field with a little bit unscathed there. Just give up 6 instead of 7 or 8. Get the ball back, and big play on a 3rd down. 3rd and 15. It's 3rd and forever. Max and Parker connect, going up top. Unfortunately, a couple plays later, we fumbled, had to go out and play defense, get it back, get the ball back, and that's another shot of Max and Ben taking care of business. And then here comes DeBray late in the. This is early in the 4th quarter. Just trying to. We got a lead right now. We're trying to get the clock moving as best we can. Elijah Steele, big night.
It's fun to see Elijah have a big night. He's got some moves when he needs them.
Well, here he is putting on a move on the safety.
This was really nice.
Really just put on the afterburners a little bit. Just gave a little head wiggle and turned it on. Then we went for 2. Similar plays what we did last week when we went for 2. We really had both options. Probably had Parker there in the end zone as well as Ben. And this was the final play. You're right. Didn't ever think Savion was going to get there, but this does matter. Like I said, typically we'll do this off the hash. It's a few more steps. He hesitates there for a second, but boom, we get the hit, and then Carter Shimwell gets fumble recovery. Mustangs win. Life is good.
So you're 1-0 for the off week. What are we doing off week this week? Anything special?
It's a very odd week. Okay, so first off, we decided we're moving varsity practice to the afternoon.
Okay.
For a couple reasons. number one, just looking at COVID mitigation, trying to get less kids at practice. We'll keep majority of our JV in the morning, varsity will go in the afternoon. So that should help mitigate the spread a little bit. The other thing is looking at the time we're in. We're a month later in the season than normal.
Right.
So it's going to get colder sooner, right, in the season. So we're going to be playing, practicing in the cold more and for a longer period of time, we hope. Typically in the afternoon, the weather's a little bit warmer, right? Think we can get a little bit better practice done in the afternoon than we can in the morning. And then, you start also bringing up the, how you feel every morning, especially when the weather starts changing. A lot of things that we feel when we wake up, stuffy nose, scratchy throat. These could be COVID symptoms, and we don't want our kids coming up to the workout if they're, if they have COVID symptoms. But we also want them working out if they don't have COVID. So we feel like you move practice to the end of the day. Now when kids wake up, regardless how they feel in the morning, they have all day to sort that out. Did I have that just because I woke up in the morning? Now I feel good. Okay, it's not COVID. It was allergies. Now I can go to practice. We feel like it's going to allow us to have a better practice. It's going to allow kids to, in good conscience, show up to practice feeling good, not bad because they woke up 30 minutes before and their head's still a wreck from, didn't sleep all night. Anyway, so those are some reasons. So it's a weird week in that regard. We're moving practice to the afternoon. We have, no school today, so we didn't work out on Monday today. And then PSAT test is Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
So JV practice in the morning got canceled by the high school administration on Wednesday. They said no morning practices. So regardless, all that to be said, heavy fundamental week, heavy good on good. We'll go offense versus defense a lot. And then Thursday we'll start looking at some Creekview.
And what are we looking at with district? We're heading into district now. What's your crystal ball look like when we head into this district?
Man, I'll be honest with you, I went to College Station this week and this weekend after the game on Saturday, and I haven't watched a ton of video. This is the open days typically when I start getting into all of our district opponents. I'm not sure, you can look at scores and make a determination or a projection of what teams are good, what teams are bad. But you look at our scores, we're 1-2. I think we got opportunity to be a better football team than what we were last year, but our record doesn't reflect that right now. So I think it's all projection at this point. I think that our district's going to have some really talented athletes that we're going to have to deal with, and really right now we're worried about one, and that's Creekview, and we're going to start getting into studying them this week and get a plan.
Well, we'll see you and them at Mustang Panther Stadium a week from Friday.
Okay.
Kudos to you and the staff and everybody for keeping us playing. Once again, you're seeing in the news, we're still playing, and some people can't say
Right.
that. So be thankful for that. Thanks again to Coach Hoffman for coming out and producing the show for us. Kim Assad, thanks very much for sponsoring once again. We will see you next week.